first for Camden is the shortstop, Cade Bell.
So we're here for a AAA region game, I think? Yeah, I think they're in the region.
Yeah, they are.
So we're playing Camden Post 17, the AAA team.
And our third night of baseball in
5 days.
5 days, yeah.
This is the beauty of summer. There's no school to hamper any expectations. Leading off for Camden is a shortstop, Cade Bell, a Camden high schooler. Now, I will say, there's like 10 kids on this team that like have gone ghost on every sort of like internet platform I can find. I have no idea what school they go to, and they're not even on any rosters for any. So most of them play for Camden, I will say, which is good. However, there's a couple people that I will have no idea where they play or what they've ever. But that's not here nor there. Thatcher Bauman on the mound for the Richland Post 215. Head 2-0. Ball sharply hit over to the left side of the infield. That's going to escape the reach of Paul Choate. And it's a leadoff single for Cade Bell. Infield single at that.
Is the catcher, Clay Ridgway.
So now it brings up Clay Ridgway, excuse me. The only game they've played all year was against Sumter, like us. Us meaning this Richland Blue 215 team. This is the only 2-0 team out of the 3 that we have. You know, they beat the Gold team on Monday, and then they went to Sumter and won on Wednesday. However, this Camden team also played Sumter. Now they lost a heartbreaker in extra innings by a score of 4-3, while we won 6-4. So, very two identical teams. Not much disparity between either of them. Should see hopefully a competitive game here on throughout. Now Clay Bell, get that right. Clay Ridgway, jeez. Okay, Cade Bell's at first. There we go. Clay Ridgway's at the plate, and Ridgway was their pitcher on Wednesday. He went 5 1/3 inning, so great on the mound. Now at the plate, only went 1 for 2, so not terrible. Nothing to slouch over either. Very a much dangerous 2-hole hitter, and that's his swinging strike as he fouls that back in the net. For us on the mound, it's the Gray Collegiate student, Thatcher Bauman. Bauman hasn't been on the mound yet so far this season. This is his season debut, but at the plate, he's been 2 for 4. Now runner goes at first, pitch down, throw down to second, way high. Good backup from Roland. As Bell swipes second. The throw, starting catcher is Tank Bennett for the 215. It's been Bennett and James Lay both getting playing time in the first 2 games of the year. It's been Bennett to start both games, but then slowly move towards Lay in the later innings. That's a hit opposite field. Looking back at second is Earl, and he'll go to first for the first out. Or excuse me, that's Nathan Caldwell. Earl is getting the day off. Caldwell at third today. He smartly looking the runner back, and they ground out to the third baseman for Clay Ridgway. Now that brings up the 3-hole hitter Chandler Johnson for the Post 17 of Camden. Johnson 1 for 2 on Wednesday, trying to pick up where he left off, or Thatcher Bauman greets him with a beautiful curveball, lower third of the zone, but a strike. He's down 0-1. Now runner steps off as Thatcher has got him in a run down between third and second. Caldwell going back to second. Ball dropped by looked to be Hart Roland. Unable to get the tag down, and Cade Bell able to kind of slip out of a pickle there. He tried to read the pitcher, Bauman. However, Bauman was able to step off quick and should have cost Cade Bell. However, Bell was able to, I guess, get by a drop ball. So nothing changes. 0-1 count, 1 out with Bell still on second. Stays put this time, and Bauman, fastball outside, but part of the zone, strike 2. Bauman quickly back set, wasting no time against Johnson at the plate. And now he steps off again. This time Bell doesn't get caught in that trap. Bauman now comes home with it. Curveball taken over to the left side of the infield. Waiting back on its Caldwell. He's got time. Fires the first. Second out. So Caldwell had the last 2 balls hit to him. Made both plays. That one looked pretty routine for him. Able to take his time on the slower Chandler Johnson.
Is the pitcher, Campbell Denton.
And I'll bring up the pitcher. Lefty Campbell Denton, excuse me. Denton went 0 for 3 in their contest on Wednesday, trying for his first hit of the summer against Bauman. Bauman low and away against the lefty, 1-0. The count with 2 outs here, top of the first at Falcon Field. Bauman looks back, comes home, wheels, deals, fires, curveball, beautiful, right across the heart. That curveball for Bauman has found its mark early. Been able to freeze both hitters that he's used it. That one, though, sharply hit down the first base line, but foul. I lost track of it for a second how hard it was hit, but went right at their first base coach, unable to keep it in fair territory. If that did go fair, that was a run off of second. Bell's already shown his speed with the stolen base. Would have been easy for him to get home, but Bauman is now ahead 1-2. Stepping off again, trying to keep Bell close to second. Does not need that first run of the game, 90 feet away at third. Bauman comes set, exhales, goes home, runner goes, swinging strike 3, it doesn't matter. Another curveball, that's your Bauman. This time gets Campbell Denton swinging to end the inning. So a leadoff single does not come back to bite him. Cade Bell gets stranded at second. Thatcher Bauman works a 4-hitter top of the first. We'll come back, go scoreless, going to the bottom of the first. And we're back. Bottom of the first inning, set to get underway. The 4-hole hitter, the one who just struck out Campbell Denton. On the mound, the lefty for Camden. He starts his first go-around of the lineup with Hart Rowland for the 2-1-5, another lefty. As Rowland takes ball one, and officially the 2-1-5 has their first pitch seen.
Yeah, for the people watching at home, I realize that the outfield cam is kind of freezing up a little bit. I think what's going to happen is as the sun sets, there's going to be less interference with that camera, and it's just going to improve naturally. But I'm going to stick with it a little bit.
That's the hope, I think, right?
Yeah.
Chopping ball over the mound, over to short. Bell charges, fires to first. Hart Rowland beats it out. No, it says he was off the bag.
Oh.
Chandler Johnson was pulled off the bag, trying to stretch to get Rowland out. But another infield single to lead off an inning. This time it's for the 2-1-5. So, Thatcher Boffman? I think it's Boffman, I think. But either way, Boffman.
Bowman?
It's I think it's they're saying Boffman of the field.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Boffman, but it may be Boffman. Either way, Boffman at the plate had his standout game so far this summer, 2 for 3, very vital in Wednesday's win against Sumter. He was able to score one of the 6 runs we had in that game and able to take it. That proves him to 2-4 on the year. He only had 1 at-bat in our first little inter-squad matchup. Denton now fires first. The natural lefty, a beautiful pickoff move to first. Always dangerous on the mound. Definitely able to keep runners close. That includes Hart Rowland. Hart has not attempted to steal yet this year, but Denton wants to be careful with his second straight pickoff. Now Denton's going to fire home against Bauman. That ball's popped up way behind second. Coming in, the right fielder, Charlie Leary, will call off second baseman Brady Furness and make the grab for the first out. So 2 up, 1 down so far for Denton. And now Jackson Botar. We're getting the names down as we go. Botar, the Blythewood native. Didn't record an at-bat in the last game, but he did pitch 2/3 on the mound. Botar now back in the lineup, and he takes a strike right down Broadway from Denton for strike 1. Fastball, looked like. Botar got the start in left field today and batting third. Definitely moving up from his first 2 games this summer. Denton throws a fastball high and away, even in the count at 1s here. And Hart Rowland has stayed at first the whole time. It's not really taking a big secondary lead yet. There's another pickoff attempt from Denton there. Little off the mark, but looked like Hart slid back in pretty easily. Denton making no mistake going to first. Now he goes home, and that curveball doesn't break over the plate and stays high, 2-1. Denton, very methodical pace worker so far tonight. Hasn't really shown a lot of urgency as throws the high heat, and Botar just nicks it foul, but took a hearty cut there. Now he's even the count at 2-2. So the only other team in action tonight for the 2-1-5 is our senior team. They're down in Sumter tonight, playing post 15. Kind of completing the trifecta of these 3 teams, Camden, Sumter, and Richland, all playing each other in the early portion. Right now, though, Denton gets a 2-2, lining Botar in the right center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Hart going to go from first to third. Botar takes the hard turn at first, but will stop there. Hart gets all the way to third. That liner into right center, shallow right center, gets the job done. And now the 2-1-5 are threatening here in the first. And we'll bring up the hardy first baseman, Miller Peel. Peel, another one of those players that was very prominent in the win on Wednesday against Sumter. Had 1 RBI in a 2-for-4 day down in the lower part of the state. First baseman looking to pick up right where he left off with another RBI here. Umpire, after a quick, brief play from Widgewell to kind of tell field where it is. Now he's going to throw down to second. Interesting. Now that runner's going to be thrown around. Ball goes into center field. That's going to be a run. Hart rolling comes around. What a weird turn of events. Ridgway threw the ball down to second. It looked like Botar was trying to bait that throw. He did end up baiting the throw. And then the weird, Cade Bell took it on the infield grass as Botar was just kind of about 5 feet away from second. Then he tries to flip it over to second, and that ball goes to the infield. So early 1-0 lead here for the 2-1-5, and Botar takes Hart's place at third. Next pitch from Denton, just away. That heat could not find any portion. He's behind the 4-hole hitter 2-0. The 2-1-5 is all about their pitching on both the AAA and the senior team. However, they would love to get an early lead here. Denton trying to neutralize some damage here. Able to, looks like an off-speed changeup outside, but part of the zone. 2-1 with 1 out. And Hart and Botar on third. 2-1 pitch comes home, kicks some dirt up. Good stop from Widgeway behind the dish. Keeps that in front of him and keeps Botar at third. Over Miller Peel is ahead 3-1 at the dish. And on deck, the hulking catcher Tank Bennett. Not a spot you want to be in. Denton firing coming home. Yes, that's in there. Fastball outer third. Now it's a full count here against Miller Peel. Peel in a big spot here early in this one. Wanting that runner to come in from third. Takes a hack over to short. Only play is going to be to first. Botar will come in. Miller Peel does a job. The ground out, the second out of the inning, but an RBI for the first baseman.
For Richland Blue is the catcher, Tank Bennett.
So an RBI ground out to the shortstop for Miller Peel. The 2-1-5 go up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. So the bases are cleared now for number 10, Tank Bennett. Bennett, a Dreher student, hit 190 during the season. Trying to improve here against the AAA division of the American Legion League. Should be a prominent part of that Dreher squad next year. Takes that fastball low for ball 1. Denton comes home again, another low fastball. He's behind Tank, 2-0.
Wait, he called the first one a strike, didn't he?
Oh, he did?
Well, he's slow on the strike call, but
the umpire is very slow on the strike call. So third pitch of the at-bat here, we'll go with that. That one picks up dirt, and that one, no question's a ball. We'll see what the umpire calls here whenever Tank steps out. It is 2-1.
Yeah.
So Tank doesn't have the walk in sight yet. Denton looking kind of rebound from a rocky start to this game. 2-1 pitch coming home. Tank hard cut. Fouls it into the backstop. So count is even at 2s apiece with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. On deck, if it gets that far, is Nathan Caldwell. But Denton trying to put an end to the first right here. 2-2 pitch, curveball, popped behind the bag at second. Going back is Furness, and that's a nice, tough catch. Turned him around. Furness able to stay with it, retire the side, but not before the 2-1-5, put 2 across off of a, we'll say a stolen base of home by Hart Rowland, and a ground out RBI. Miller Peel will head to the top of the second.
All right, we're back.
Top of the second. Here we go. Dalton Sharp, the designated hitter for Camden, in the leadoff spot here as they trail 2-0.
I actually am going to have to run out and adjust the outfield camera at some point.
2 games in a row. Gotta love the. You're getting your steps in today.
Yeah.
So Bauman behind 2-0 here against designated hitter, right-handed Dalton Sharp. Sharp now takes one right down Broadway, fastball from Boffman. It's 2-1. Sharp is 1 for 3 on the year and scored 1 of the runs in their loss to Sumter earlier this week. Trying to kind of pick up right where we left off, and that's opposite field hitting, but right at the right fielder, Owen Timmerman. 1 down for the 5-hole hitter. That'll bring up 6-hole Brady Furness, who we just saw make a nice catch out at second. That first pitch low. Boffman behind 1-0 here. Second pitch comes in, off speed, but outside. 2-0 against the lefty second baseman. Furness looking to try to kickstart his team into this game. Their offense has been pretty neutralized. It's an infield single 5 batters ago. But he is ahead 3-0 against Boffman, who has now suddenly lost track of the zone. Boffman wasting no time when Furness steps in the box, throws another pitch, but it's inside low. 4-pitch walk to Brady Furness. And a one-out base runner at
Batting for
first.
Camden is the second baseman, Brady Furness.
So that brings up Brian Elliott Jr., third baseman for Camden. Elliott Jr., another Bulldog for Camden this past year. He went 1 for 2 earlier this week and was hit by a pitch. And right now, Boffman just threw his 5th straight ball. Lost track, and now Elliott squaring to bunt, pulls it back, comes home, swinging strike. Now back to first, down is Bennett. Safe. On the get back is Furness. Furness almost got caught lacking off first. Bennett tried to throw him out, but able to slide back in, and the tag from Miller Peel not in time.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, one of my cameras froze up.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, no.
So, next pitch in there, curveball, beautiful. Thatcher Bauman goes back to the curveball, and it works. It's now 1-2 against the post 17's third baseman. Elliott Jr., runner at first goes, stumbles, swinging strike 3 in the dirt. There should be no throw down to first. There is not. Second out. Elliott could not advance because technically, as the pitch was thrown, Furness was at first. However, Furness does take second off the curveball in the dirt.
Yeah, I guess we all learned the drop third strike rule after that. Was it the high school playoff game?
I think so, yeah.
Where they started celebrating with.
Yep.
If there are 2 outs, you can advance, but.
Yeah, the only way he'd be able to go there is if that was 2 strikes. If there was 2 outs. If there's 2 outs, then you can take first on a drop third strike. However, no 2 outs, you can't if there's a runner on first. And Boffman, now another curveball, and that's going to be in the dirt. It's going to be a swinging strike, but allows Furness to take third. Tank not happy, saying that, or arguing that Charlie Ray, the hitter for Camden, who's now behind 0-2 quickly, saying he's in the way. Either way, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Runner at third. Boffman, though, focused on the batter only. Pitch, strike 3. Got him on the outside corner looking. Boffman works around that runner at third to keep Camden off the board. The 2-1-5, good inning. They still lead it 2-0. We'll head to the bottom of the second. And we're back, bottom of the second. Ready and loading. Nathan Caldwell leading it off for the 2-1-5 for Camden Post 17. Campbell Denton looking to rebound after a rocky start to this game. Gave up 2 runs in the first. Leads off this inning with an outside curveball. Caldwell doesn't find that zone. It's 1-0 for the third baseman. Denton, not known for his speed, working slowly, but almost hits. Caldwell there on the foot, almost on the back foot, would have been more impressive than you might think. Either way, 2-0 for the third baseman Caldwell. Caldwell hasn't recorded an at-bat and was the only player in our team to not get in the game last. But he has pitched 2 innings, so we'll see if Caldwell can do anything at the plate. Denton heat right down Broadway. It's 2-1 against Caldwell. Caldwell, though, did hit .286 for Westwood this year. No slouch at the dish. Would love to start it hot here for the 2-1-5 and really break this thing open, get their offense rolling. After a quick time call, Denton comes home around the eyes of Caldwell. It's now 3-0 for the leadoff hitter. Now, it is interesting to see the third baseman, Brian Elliott Jr. He is on the infield grass, trying to stave off a bunt, but it doesn't matter. Caldwell takes a 5-pitch walk as that ball almost hit him again on the foot. So, another leadoff base runner here for the 2-1-5 and back-to-back innings. So, bringing up number 4, Paul Choate. Right-handed hitter out of the AC Flora JV team this year. Choate 1 for 3 this summer with a strikeout. Trying to find his footing here early and get into an everyday starting spot. That pitch going to be inside. Didn't miss by much. Choate took it, though. Ball 1. And for a pitcher that's been struggling to find the zone in Denton, that can't feel good. Needing to come back here with a strike. Denton doesn't even look at first. He goes home. Maybe he should have calmed his nerves down. That pitch was way high, almost to the backstop. Ridgway able to kind of keep that one in play here. But it's 2-0 for Denton. Bottom half of the order here for the AAA blue team. It's Choate, Ott, and Timmerman. Next 3 up. Denton trying to work through them. Keep this a 2-run game. That pitch, beautiful pickoff move at first. Oh my goodness, that didn't get him. Caldwell swung around to tag. No way. That was a gorgeous pickoff move from Denton. Best one he's thrown all day, and it wasn't close. Had everyone fooled, including Caldwell, who actually leaned back to start and then went forward for his secondary lead. Fooled everyone at the ballpark, except his first baseman. But what a play by Caldwell, who swung around that tag. And he stays at first. That may be the unsung play of the game later in this one. We may have to come back to it. As now we return to the batter. It's 2-0 the count against Choate. Denton trying to settle himself, comes home with it. Heater on the letters, and he's now down 3-0 against the AC Flora shortstop. On deck is Ott, the center fielder for the 2-1-5. Denton, though, works home. Fastball outside. He's thrown 9 pitches this inning. 8 of them have been balls. The only other one he threw was right down the middle. against Caldwell. So now Micah Ott, center fielder for the 2-1-5, could really do some damage here. He's 0 for 3 on the season. But what a time would this be for his first hit. Really put Camden back on their heels. Denton coming home. Can't get that needed strike. Off speed outside. It's 1-0. And a mound visit here for the post 17.
All right, we'll be right back.
So after a quick mound visit, Denton will stay in the game. There is no one getting up in the Camden bullpen. Now, it doesn't mean they can't pull someone off the field, but right now it looks like it's Denton's game early. He's thrown last 10 pitches, 9 of them have not found the zone, needing a strike right here against the 2-1-5 center fielder. It's not it. Fastball high and outside, and Denton, frustrated with himself, swipes that ball out of the air. He's behind 2-0 against Ott. Ott, the 8-hole hitter, 9-hole hitter, Timmerman on deck, and then the lineup turns over. There's the much-needed strike. Caleb Denton took some off that fastball, did him well. First strike he's thrown since a fastball down the middle to make the count 2-1 against Nathan Caldwell, who's at second. Now next pitch thrown home to Ott. Ott takes a cut, fouls it back. Just like that, Caleb Denton, or not Caleb, Campbell Denton, excuse me. 2 straight strikes, and he's even the count up at 2s. There still is no outs in the first. Camden needs to try to neutralize a threat here. 2-2. That curveball that works well for Boffman didn't do Denton any well. He's now filled the count up against Ott 3-2. Full count pitch coming here. Goes home, runners in motion, swinging strike 3, down to third. Caldwell takes the bag. He's safe. Double steal works, but a big strikeout for Campbell Denton. Much needed for his confidence. And the 2-1-5, 1 down, but have 2 in scoring position for Owen Timmerman. Caldwell got a great jump on that steal of second. Campbell Denton didn't even look at him at once, which one could say actually may have been better even to take the steal. He could not afford a walk there to load the bases with no outs against the 2-1-5. And now Owen Timmerman, the right fielder, has his chance to kind of crack this one. Denton has found his groove. That curveball breaks right across the plate. 0-1 against Timmerman. Timmerman hasn't yet to record an RBI in 2 games. His first one could be standing at third, depending on where he puts this one. That ball wasn't able to hit, though. High curveball. 1-1 with 1 out. Still runners at second and third for the 2-1-5. Now after both batter and pitcher kind of step out, they're going to both step back in here. And now Denton comes home. Hard hit up the middle. That's going to be off at second. Over to first for an out. Yes, it is, but Timmerman able to drive in Caldwell home. So the second out off a ground out to second for Timmerman, but it's an RBI ground out. The 2-1-5 second of the game. and they lead it 3-0 here. The bottom of the second. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Hart Roland. Hart had an infield single just an inning ago when he led off the game for the 2-1-5. Love another insurance run off of Denton, who's now given up 3 and 5 outs. But that off-speed pitch, nasty. That changeup got Roland right over it. Strike 1, swinging for the leadoff hitter for the 2-1-5.
Were you about to say Flora?
I was about to say Flora. It's force of habit. Look what you've done to me.
I know, right?
Next pitch from Denton. Low fastball. Even in the count at ones. No, the F came out. I was like, it's not Flora.
Yeah.
And Hart Roland.
All right, so after this half an inning, I'm going to need you to stand over here and keep up the scoreboard because I got to run out to the camera.
I'll do my best. Roland, hard cut foul down the left field line. Now it's 1-2 for Campbell Denton. Roland hit .256 this past season. He's 3 for 3 in the summer, but he's behind 1-2. The pitch from Denton home, kicks up some dirt, but Ridgway able to find it quickly, keeping Choate at third. So 2's around. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. The 2-1-5 are up 3-0 here. But an insurance run on third is important. Denton comes home, strike 3, outer edge of the plate. Got him looking. Is Campbell Denton. His second strikeout of the game. Keeps it at a 3-0 ball game. But Caldwell, after he swung around to tag it first, comes all the way around to score. And the 2-1-5 leads at 3-0. We'll go to the top of the third. So here we go, top of the third. I'm both doing audio and running the scoreboard, so something's got to give in this half inning. We'll see what it is. Leading off for Camden, 9-hole hitter, the center fielder, Ryan Culp. After Culp, the lineup kicks around to Cade Bell. Boffman so far has been solid, only 1 hit through 2 innings. Over that pitch, looked like to be inside against Culp. That's how the third inning goes. Also on the grass, third baseman Caldwell. Not trying to let him bunt on. That pitch over the head of Culp. It's now 0-2, or 2-0 against the 9-hole hitter. Now Culp, not exactly the tallest or biggest person in stature for either side. But love to work it, and that ball looked to be just a tad outside. Didn't miss by much. Even the board called it a strike. It's now 3-0 for Culp. Next pitch taken into left field, and Wyatt Culp. Told you, not the biggest, not the strongest, but he does the job. Line into left field. Base hit to lead off the third inning. For the 9-hole hitter. Lineup's going to kick back around to Cade Bell. Also, that is the first hit for Culp this summer. That will bring back up Cade Bell. Oop, trying to work the audio here, or not the audio, the scoreboard here. We'll see what I can do. Nope, that's not it. Oop, there we go. Swinging, so foul ball against the leadoff for the post 17 Camden, or Cade Bell. Infield single in his last at bat. For Culp's single just a second ago, he was the only hit in the game for post 17. Now they have a chance to try to get back on the board and do some damage against 2-1-5. Boffman checking over at first. Runner goes. Curveball. Bennett's going to have to fire to second. It was a ball, and Wyatt Culp has swiped second. So just like that, runner in scoring position for Camden. And he's ahead of the count 2-1. Pitch coming in. Away, not called a strike. Or no, it was called a strike, excuse me. A late strike call there from the umpire. An outside pitch, been close. Now it's a 2-2 count here. Comes home with Boffman, swinging strike 3, number 4 on the day for Thatcher Boffman. So big first out for the 2-1-5 in the inning. Bring up Clay Ridgway. The catcher grounded out to Caldwell at third, back in the first. And now my saving grace, he's back over here to help run the score sheet. I didn't do too bad, actually. I forgot that. I did that. There we go. It's a lot of moving parts in one, but we're getting it working. So I'm able to go back to just kind of calling the game. Jeff's going to be able to handle the technical stuff. Hopefully everything kind of gave me a slight nod. Everything looks to be okay out in the camera in right field. Now a bunt attempt is foul. And he's behind 2-0, the catcher Ridgway. So everything work out?
Yeah, I kind of jogged. I'm tired.
Kind of jogged. What's a kind of jog?
Well, it was like me running, but it looks like a jog to everyone else.
Aha. 0-2 pitch taken in the right field. Down the line, cutting foul. That ball started fair and then sliced foul. It would have scored a run from second. However, couldn't fall into fair territory. Boffman stays ahead 0-2 with one out here. And a kick deal home, fouled back over the Camden dugout. Count stays at 0-2 here for Boffman. Now Bell, excuse me. Bell was also looking for his first hit of the summer. Ridgway has had his first hit of the summer. He is 1-2. That ball gets away from Bennett. Going to third's Culp. The throw down, not in time. Culp stays on the bag. Tried to slide past it, but his hand just gets the bag. And it's another stolen base or a wild pitch. As Boffman, for the second straight inning, has a runner on third here. However, has the second out in his sights on the mound. Has to go through Ridgway to do it. 1-2 pitch coming in, curveball outside. 2-2 for Ridgway. Ridgway, as I said, back in the first, their star pitcher. earlier this week. Now would love to be a big part of this game here. Pitch, curveball, outside again. Fill her up, Thatcher Bauman. He was ahead 0-2, but Ridgway has battled back to put this count full. Culp getting a very nice secondary lead off third. We'll see if he does it again. Bauman comes home, pitch, high away, ball 4. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Now batting for Camden is the first baseman,
And
Chandler
now,
Johnson.
mound visit here for the 2-1-5. They have the 3-0 lead, but Camden is striking right now. Can they find their footing in this one? There's going to be a courtesy runner over at first also.
There's no music. All right.
No, there is no
Hey,
music.
we can keep talking. So I did adjust the camera. It was too dark. Oh, for a second there, I thought it froze again, but everyone's
Jeez,
just still.
You scared.
Yeah. So I had it set so it wouldn't overexpose, and I ended up underexposing it. And then the antenna for the wireless HDMI were kind of pointed in the wrong direction, but we'll see. Hopefully everything's good now.
That courtesy runner over at first for the catcher Ridgway is Shane Cooper, by the way. Another Camden High School student here, part of the AAA team.
It might not be perfect because apparently it is still freezing up. I might have to cycle it again.
Another pick off to third. This time, very off the mark. Was not expecting it. Caldwell, he does a phenomenal job just to catch it, and yet puts the tag down. Again, Culp able to slide back in safely. But another acrobatic play there from Caldwell, this time in the field. So, count is cleared, and that ball, first pitcher to Chandler Johnson, hits him, and that will load the bases with 1 out. And we saw the mound visit for Boffman. Now, I guess that's what happened. It's going to clear him off. New pitcher coming in for the 2-1-5. As Boffman pitches through 2 1/3 innings, but will leave the bases loaded. Will leave the game with the bases loaded. Can the 2-1-5 find their way out of this one? It's a pitching change here at Falcon Field. Camden threatening. We'll be right back. So, new pitcher on the mound for the 2-1-5 is Andrew Botar. He inherits the bases runner. Runner comes home to steal. Suicide squeeze doesn't stay fair. I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. Suicide squeeze attempt Denton bunted late. And Wyatt Colt broke for home. However, that bunt goes foul. So you can really only try to pull that once with the surprise attack. We'll see if maybe they try with a more calculated approach here. 0-1. Yes, suicide squeeze. Gets the bunt down. Botar comes home. Fires. He steps on the base. He's out. Over to first. Is that a double play? Yes, it is. What a play from Andrew Botar. Inherits the bases loaded. Stuffs out the suicide squeeze. Tank Bennett down to first. Gets the double play. Richland holds their lead 3-0. Will go to the bottom of the third. And we're back?
Yes.
Yeah, we are back. What a way to end the top of the first, and no one could be happier than that man at the plate, Thatcher Boffman. He'll stay in the game to DH, but Andrew Botar got him off the hook. And now Campbell Denton, who almost laid the suicide squeeze down to perfection on the first pitch, now has to trot back out on the mound and take charge of this situation. He ended the last inning off with a strikeout. He's been able to kind of neutralize and find his groove the last three batters. Now Boffman leading it off for the 2-1-5, and he finds his next pitch there. Fastball right around the waist of Boffman, down the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1 for, I'm assuming, the new designated hitter. For the 2-1-5. Boffman, hard liner right at the second baseman, just off the tip of the glove from Furness. That'll go into right field. Charlie Ray able to scoop that in. And Boffman, lined laser right off Furness's glove. Almost timed it perfectly, just off his tip. That's it. In my opinion, that's a hit, not an error. Maybe it is an error on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think that would be a hit.
Yeah, I would have. So.
You know what I'm thinking now? My issues might be with my capture card and not the
What's up with that?
Not the wireless HDMI. I don't know. It's a Camlink 4K, and I've had it for a while.
Next, another pitch hammered into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Boffman has to hustle over to second to make sure he doesn't get doubled up. But while we were talking, Andrew's brother Jackson Potar single into right field. Now there's 2 on and nobody out for the 2-1-5, and now that brings back up Miller Peel. Grounded out back in the first, but wasn't without cause. RBI ground out that brought in Jackson from third. Miller Peel would love to do some more damage here. Denton trying to work out of trouble again in the third straight inning. That pitch outside and away low. Ball 1. Quick time call here. Looks like, I'm not even sure what was on the field. That looks like maybe like a watch or something. Yeah, it was a watch, I guess. Or no, sunglasses. There we go. So it looked like a very weird watch, but it was a neon pink and neon green sunglasses from Furnace over there at second now that the sun has set here in Forest Acres. So Denton looking back at second, keeping Boffman close, goes home. Pitch doesn't. No, it does get the zone. Umpire calling late strikes here. Either way, doesn't matter. It looked like a strike from over here. I couldn't tell what it looked like from over there.
He's just trying to keep you on your toes.
He is trying to keep me on my toes, making sure I'm doing my job over here. 1-1 the count. At second, they're dancing over with Boffman, keeping him close. Now Denton fires home, low fastball, 2-1. Count runs to 2-1 against Miller Peel. The Dreer product, 2 for 7 so far this summer. 2 RBIs, one of the most dangerous hitters on this Richland 2-1-5 blue team. Denton takes his time, and now a late time call. That was right down the middle. But Denton was taking his time, looking over at first and second. And umpire granted Miller Peel time right as Denton was winding up. See how Denton can respond after a late one. Comes home this time, and Miller slices that one foul. Looks like didn't phase him too much. Now the count is 2-2. Says a lot about Denton. A lot of pitchers, even in the major leagues, get really hurt about that late time call. Denton didn't phase him, able to come back in with even a better pitch than the last one he threw. That was with a time call. And now he's evening that count 2-2 with Miller Peel. Looking over at second. Keeping his eye at Boffman. Now he'll come home. Pitch, strike 3, looking inside third. Waist high.
Coming to the plate for
Big
Richland
first
Blues,
out
the
for
catcher,
Campbell
Bennett.
Denton. That is Denton's third strikeout of the game. And now that brings back up Tank Bennett, who had the play that really kind of camped the 2-1-5 with a strong grip in this game. That double play turned to end last inning. Trying to do some damage at the plate, but he swings through a ball in the dirt. Puts that count to 0-1 here with 1 out. There's a lot of time left here, only the bottom of the third inning. But Denton cannot let this get out of hand here with 2 on and 1 out. Now, Denton has made his home really kind of looking over at Boffman. He's been doing so really for the last couple pitches. And now it's Bennett calling time at the dish. Now Denton comes home against Bennett. Fastball, strike 2. Caught the inside portion of the plate. Now Bennett's going to step out, kind of take his time here. Bennett only had 1 RBI with Dreer all last season. Hasn't found one in the playoffs, but he has an opportunity here, but he's behind 0-2. Going third. Pitch looked to be inside. Runner is safe at third. Boffman finally takes the bag. And the count is 1-2. I couldn't tell what the umpire called there at the plate. He's been kind of calling that pitch right around that area as a strike.
The runner on first missed the steal call, or
I'm not sure exactly.
maybe the Boffin just saw something.
Potentially. I mean, Boffin was dancing all the way over at second. He had a big lead, so Denton was keeping his eye on him.
Yeah, and I guess with the left-handed pitcher, it's tougher for first base.
It is much tougher than that is very true. A lot tougher than from going at second. Now, at third, it's a very different scenario because now your back's turned. The pitcher's back's turned to you at third, so you can really do a lot over here at third, which is probably a left-handed pitcher's worst nightmare in this situation. Because you need to keep that runner over at third, but you don't really have a good eye on him. 1-2 pitch coming behind Bennett. That's going to get home. Boffin will score. Runner on to second. A wild pitch goes behind Tank Bennett all the way to the backstop. Ridgway almost got his glove on it, but it went off his glove, and that'll be the 4th run of the game for Richland, and they have a 4-0 lead now. Another wild pitch.
Tank's wondering how that didn't hit him.
I'm wondering how that didn't hit him.
It was like right over his Achilles, like just over the heel.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch, so it broke. But it broke really, really late. Just a really weird pitch all the way around. Either way, 2-2 count, and Jackson Botar now at second here with only 1 out. Just a weird play all around, but sort of a weird night so far. And as Denton taking his time, Tank steps out again. And Denton has not moved. Now he adjusts his hat, but stone cold on the mound. Comes set, looks back at second. Here he goes again, and now he's going to come home with it in the dirt. Ridgway keeps it in front. Runner breaks for third. Throw down, not in time. Botar, good read over at second. The first glimpse he got with that ball hit the dirt, took off and didn't look back. Another runner at third for Denton. A 3-2 count. This is the 6th runner through 3 innings that has gotten to third off of Denton. And this 4-0 lead Richland has accumulated 4 of those to come across. Not where he's wanted to live. Pitch, fouled back over the backstop. So 3-2, 1 out. Still in the bottom of the 3rd. Tank now, all he really needs to do is put one in the outfield, and that runner in Botar should score. And another insurance run here. Never want to be too safe with as much talent in the Legion League as there is. Curveball, though, doesn't break. And Tank Bennett, being down 1-2, comes back and works the walk. And now, fortunately for Denton, a familiar situation. Runners at first and third with 1 out.
And getting the courtesy runner.
Yeah, Porter Rummel. Rummel, the Blythewood product.
Now batting for Richland Blues, third baseman, Nathan Caldwell.
And that brings back up Nathan Caldwell. Caldwell came across last inning after he walked to get on. He's one of those 4 runs, and he'd love to drive in one of those. Denton takes his time now, goes to first. Got him off the pickoff, got him at first. There's that gorgeous pickoff move. Rummel becomes a victim. 2 down now, and the runner is only at third. Another one that fooled everyone in the ballpark. Rummel took a lean. Denton took advantage. Now first pitch coming home to Caldwell. Outside, ball 1. So Caldwell had a much easier job about 30 seconds ago. All he needed to do was fly one to the outfield. Now he needs to find a hit for that runner at third to come across. Now high and away to the backstop. Coming home, runner at third. The throw down to home, not in time. The ball gets away from Denton. And Botar scores off the wild pitch. 5-0 lead for Richland. So Denton, after letting the first two on, lets them both score off wild pitches. And now the bases are cleared. 2-0 count for your third baseman, Nathan Caldwell. Also don't want Caldwell on the base pass either. Very speedy indeed. Right now, though, Denton is losing them. It's 3-0 with 2 outs. Just like back in the second, he's lost the strike zone. He's walked Bennett. Now he's in danger of walking Caldwell. Finally, Dutch's windup comes home, but that's way inside. And for the second straight at bat, Caldwell works a walk.
For Richland Blue was the shortstop, Paul Choate.
Another man who worked that walk just an inning ago was Paul Choate. Choate, the only runner that has been left stranded so far this evening for the 2-1-5. He was left at third back an inning ago. Denton comes home. Ball ripped into left field. Coming in is Yvonne, and he will make the play in left. Hard hit ball, but right at Yvonne. However, the wild pitch has killed Denton. 2 more come across. The 2-1-5 opens up a 5-0 lead. We'll go to the fourth.
Number 4 for Camden is the designated hitter, Dalton Sharp.
So another pitching change here for the 2-1-5. That's G.T. Oliver on the mound for Richland. He starts it off swinging foul ball. This is Dalton Sharp at the plate. Sharp flew out to right field. Quick score check from the 2-1-5. As I said at the top of the broadcast, the senior team down in Sumter playing post 17. They're currently trailing 3-2-5. Ball softly lined over to second. Easy play for Hart Roland. One down here in the top of the fourth. But in his early return to the lineup, Cannon Dorsey has 2 RBIs in 2 plate appearances. The only other person with an RBI, or no, it wasn't a charged run. Andrew Peck on the mound for the 2-1-5 has really suffered from some errors. There's been 3 so far, and out of the 5 runs given up from Peck, only 1 of those has been charged. And as I'm talking, ball sharply up the middle. Hart Roland loses the grip on it. That ball now goes all the way to the dugout, but doesn't go in the dugout. So an infield single for Brady Furness. Apparently Camden's taking notice to me trying to recap and is telling me to call some action over here. So Oliver, couple pitches, has 1 ground out and now 1 hit with 1 out against Brian Elliott Jr. First pitch from Oliver, catching the outside corner. So 0-1. Elliott Jr. was a strikeout victim last at bat, but that was against Thatcher Boffman, not GT Oliver. Oliver trying to keep Furness over there at first close. And Furness, as of now, sitting over there, about an average lead. Now acts like he's taken off, but he doesn't. That ball is low. Also, some interesting developments in the field for the 2-1-5. That's a new catcher as well, Nathan Caldwell. Will go behind the dish. Now they have a pickoff as I look, trying to call over something else. A pickoff having Furness down. Peel puts the tag on him, and he's out. Tried to take second. Couldn't do it. And a big second out here for the 2-1-5. But Caldwell is behind the dish, taking over for Tank Bennett, who has started the game at catcher but has not finished any of the 3. And Thatcher Boffman goes to third. So now 2 down here for Elliott Jr. Already cut through a changeup, and he's now behind 1 and 2 against Oliver. So GT Oliver trying to work quickly this inning. Gets the full windup and comes home. Another swinging strike. That one is strike 3, though. And for the second straight at bat, Brian Elliott Jr. goes down swinging. So a quick 3 up, 3 down inning for the 2-1-5. They'll look to extend the lead in the bottom of the 4th. And here we go. Bottom of the 4th inning. Micah Ott gets the honors of leading it off for the 2-1-5. As quickly as me recapping the game for the senior team was as quick as the top of the 4th inning went. And now Campbell Denton back on the mound, trying to have his first clean inning of the day. First pitch, though, is a fastball outside, ball 1. Ott, the Ben Lippin product, 0 for 4 on the summer so far. A hard cut there, threw in a changeup. It's now 1-1 for Denton. Denton, after only giving up 5 runs, is still in the game. The faith Camden has in Denton obviously high. Trying to get him to work through this struggles in his first appearance of the summer. And right now he's ahead of Ott, 1-2. Next pitch on the way, curveball, got him looking, strike 3, outer edge. Campbell's 4th strikeout of the game, second one to Micah Ott. So now Owen Timmerman grounded out. His only appearance so far of the night, but was able to drive in Caldwell from 3rd with the ground out. See if he can find a gap here. And he chops that one over to short, waiting back on its Bell. Long throw to first, got him by a step. Cade Bell, nice play over at short. Had to wait back on the hopper. Able to get it over to first strongly for the second out. And just as quick as the top of the first is going, bottom of the first is on pace to do that. We'll see if Hart Roland has anything to say about it. 1 for 2 tonight with a strikeout against Denton in the second. Denton now coming home. Curveball, not really sure where that one missed. To be honest, maybe a little high. 1-0 with 2 outs against Hart. Hart had been leading off for this team all summer so far. Now all summer's only 3 games, but he's settled in nicely now to that leadoff spot. One pitch, winding, dealing. Denton, swinging strike in the dirt. Denton can only help but smile after again Roland to golf at a pitch. So it's 1-2, 2 outs. Denton looking for his first 3 up, 3 down inning, his first clean inning of the night with no base runners. Has the opportunity to do so, but that one won't do it. Fastball outside. 2-2 it goes. Denton now hits 73 pitches in his outing. 74, about to throw number 75, but it's in the dirt again. So, after I talked him up, 2 straight balls. Now in danger of walking Hart. Full count here with 2 outs as nightfall is upon us here at Falcon Field. Denton quickly works, swinging, fouled back into the net. Denton showed a lot of heart tonight. He's battled in and out of trouble in all 3 innings he's been in. He's been able to neutralize damage, leave a big runner stranded in the second, with a beautiful pickoff attempt in the third. But his wild pitches have come back to hurt him recently in this game. Now he's got a full pound pitch, and he throws it inside against Hart, and he walks him. Good at bat from Hart Roland, able to work that one full and work the walk. So Denton not able to avoid a base runner. He still has a chance to get out of this inning unscathed as the new third baseman for the 2-1-5, Thatcher Boffman, gets his crack. So this is where the scorecard and I disagree. Boffman.
Yeah, how do you reach?
It was a pickoff attempt. Hold up. Almost got Hart at first. Crowd was not happy about that call, but it was the hard hit to second. Which,
Yeah, just off the tip of the glove.
They scorekeeper called in the air.
I think you got it right.
Yeah, either way. Boffman came around to score. Now runner goes. Pitch outside. The throw down to second. Not in time. Now into left center, but not far enough for Roland to capitalize. He'll stay there. Wasn't the best pitch to throw on for Ridgway behind the dish. He had to more reach over, backhand it, then try to get that ball down. Which may be why the hard throw. However, they called it a strike on the outer edge of the zone against Boffman, the righty. So count is 0-1. Denton, that one's going to get away from Ridgway again. And just like that, after a 2-out walk, Rollins moved all the way to third off a stolen base and a wild pitch. Just what I said a little earlier, those wild pitches have really come back to hurt Denton pretty much all night. That's why this game is kind of busted open the way it is. Not really busted open, but it's still open enough that Richland can hold a nice lead. That ball, though, is going to be popped up behind first. Going back, Johnson. No, calling him off is Furness, who makes the play on the line for the third out. So Denton, first clean inning without a run, but still work to be done for Camden. They are trailing 5-0 here. We'll go to the fifth. So, top of the fifth, here we go. Bottom of the order due up for Camden. It's going to be Charlie Ray leading it off for post 17. Ray was a strikeout victor of Boffman back in the second. Needing to start some offense here for post 17 if they want to get back into this one. GT Oliver still on the mound for the 2-1-5. That pitch out and away, 1-0 we go. Now Oliver has appeared on the mound so far this season. That curveball beautifully breaks across the dish. It's now 1-1. Oliver pitched 2 innings in the opening game of the summer. Gave up no hits and 1 earned run off of a walk. Looking to follow that success. He's done so far. And after another beautiful curveball, he's ahead 1-2. stay off for Ray. Almost bit off the off-speed changeup. Lays off, and now the count goes to 2-2 here. Oliver quickly trying to work, and that time shouldn't have laid off. Strike 3 looking. Outer edge against the lefty. One down here in the 5th.
Now batting for Camden is the center fielder Wyatt Culp.
Oliver's second strikeout of the night, second straight strikeout. And now Camden trying to lead it off here with Wyatt Culp. Culp takes a strike, looked around, waist high, outer third of the zone. Culp has one of the 3 hits for Camden. But that curveball just misses, I guess low, I have to guess, but that didn't miss by much. Culp lays off, so it's 1-1. Now, winding, dealing home, swinging foul ball into the mitt of Nathan Caldwell, strike 2. Culp does have those 1-3 hits. He lined into left field, but he was out off the double play suicide squeeze attempt. Now another pitch, swinging foul again. This time Caldwell couldn't glove it. Staying alive is Culp. Culp struck out 2 times earlier this week. He's in danger of doing so a 3rd one right here. Oliver comes home with it. That ball skied into right field. Coming over is Timmerman. Makes the long run and makes the play. 2 down here. Now in the 5th. Top of the order now back up for post 17. Cade Bell, the shortstop. Another Camden high schooler. Again, a preview kind of next year for Camden. Over half their team attends high school for the Bulldogs. And that includes their leadoff hitter, Cade Bell. Oliver greets him with the fastball in the dirt. So Bell ahead 1-0. But Oliver trying to get that strike back. Slider just outside. Maybe it was a curveball either way. Broke just a bit outside, and now it's 2-0. Oliver needing a pitch here and can't find it. It's now 3-0. Bell has 2 walks this summer. He now is ahead 3-0 against Oliver, who's only 1 out away from getting out of the inning. Now that ball hits him. Curveball unintentional. But that will allow a 2-out base runner to reach here in the 5th.
Does he know that he could have ducked out of the way of that and still been on first?
Potentially.
You don't always have to take one for the team when it's
It's a curveball. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I guess so.
I've taken my fair share of fastballs in high school.
Catch it and throw it back.
Yeah, GT kind of jump, look over. He jumped off the rubber, I guess. Now Bell gets his lead back, and at the plate, it's Clay Ridgway who calls for time. Reached on a walk against Bothman, but was left stranded on second. Back in the 3rd. Now that pitch comes home inside, gets away from Caldwell. Cade Bell easily down to second. And now he's in scoring position. And there's a threat in the 5th for post 17. They haven't had one in 2 innings. Needing to put some runs aboard just to stay into this one. So 1-0, 2 outs, runner at second. Coming home, fly behind third base. Going back, Boffman, you'll have room and make the play, out 3. Another threat gets neutralized for Camden. and they trail 5-0. Can the 2-1-5 extend? We'll see in the next inning.
All right.
And we're back. Bottom of the 5th is here. And a new pitcher for Camden. Post 17, that's Shane Cooper. The courtesy runner for Clay Ridgway back in the 2nd will come onto the mound and make his summer debut. Campbell Denton will slide back into center field with no other changes to be seen. And there is a pitch hitter for the 2-1-5 as well. That's Porter Rummel getting his first licks in the game. That curveball almost hit him, though. And he's welcome to the game from Shane Cooper. One pitch, one almost hit bat for Rummel. Now Rummel is taking over for, looks to be Jackson Botar. We'll see if Rummel will stay in the game in the field, but either way, it is 3, 4, and 5 for the 2-1-5 here in the 5th. Looks like another pitch hitter, though, is on deck. So we'll see how the 2-1-5 opens this one. Game is not over quite yet. Still need some runs. Porter Rummel would love to supply.
Yeah, I guess pitch hitting's different in Legion because basically these are all-star teams, right?
Yep.
So it's, I guess,
They're
more likely to be a sub than, at least more likely to be a sub than in high school ball.
every Legion team is made up around like 4 or 5 high schools.
Yeah.
Another breaking ball that just doesn't break enough, so it's 3-1. And that was inside, but
So I think you covered this, but it's mostly Camden, then Lugoff, then they have some Blythewood and
I looked up today.
Spring Valley?
Yeah, there's 6 schools that get put into this team now. Again, I couldn't find any of half these kids on any rosters for these teams, but there's some from Blythewood. The main ones are Lugoff, Elgin, and Camden, and then there's I think it's north-south. I think it's a school in Kershaw County. That ball hit short over to first. High throw off the bag. Porter Rummel reaches on there. So there's Lugoff, Elgin, there's north-south, and then there's, I want to say, a Camden Military Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Camden Military Academy, there's Blythewood, there's Camden, and then I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure Spring Valley.
Spring Valley.
But Spring Valley's split, I think, between the two.
There is Spring Valley, yes. That was the one last team. So yeah, there's the 6 schools that really go into this Camden, their senior team, and obviously their AAA team. We are among kind of the few. We have 2 AAA teams in that ball. First pitch hits. I don't even get to say his name. James Lay is now into the game. And he gets hit by a pitch, so now he's on first. So that is the group of kids that we'll see. So we may see some of these kids in the future for Lugoff Elgin, for Camden. Not sure. Looks to be another pitch hitter here. That's G.T. Oliver. He will stay in the game as pitcher. He'll take over the spot of Nathan Caldwell. So 2 runners in scoring position, not the way Shane Cooper wanted to start his outing. But he follows that up with a strike around the knees in the outer third of the plate. Excuse me, GT Oliver taking the spot of Tank Bennett. Nathan Caldwell is on deck. However, Shane Cooper, after walking the first bat, or letting the first batter reach on there, I guess, and then hitting the next one, is now ahead 0-2. First baseman is in. The rest of the infield's kind of playing back and shaded to the left against GT Oliver. So at the dish, Oliver, we've already seen him at the plate, but he went 1 for 2, and that ball taken up the middle. Hard play. No, it's going to be a double. No, whoa, what are they going to call? They're going to say he's out at second off the exchange, saying the second baseman, Furness, dropped the ball trying to get to first. So a fielder's choice for GT Oliver. James Lay will be out at second, and Porter Rummel will go to third. So for the 5th straight inning, Camden has a base runner at third. The only time they've been able to leave one there is in the 2nd and the 4th. Left Paul Choate there in the 2nd, and then last inning left Hart rolling there. Nathan Caldwell trying to split it in favor of the 2-1-5 as he gets his 3rd cracks in the game. Cooper throws some heat outside, and it's 1-0. Thank you for joining us here on the most important game of the night. The 2nd most important game of the night's down in for our senior team. The 3rd most important game of the night's in Founders Park, where the Gamecocks are currently beating Central Connecticut State 9-0. You know, there's a lot of choices you can pick, but you chose the most important game of the night.
Yeah, have this one on your big TV.
Yeah, this one on the big TV. You can find a stream of the senior team on the small TV, and then if you have when you have a phone, you can put up the Gamecocks.
Wait, are they streaming there or just radio?
I don't think we are. I was joking. That ball, did that hit Caldwell? No, it did not. It broke, and a strike call at that. Interesting. It looked like it was going to hit him, but guess that broke late enough to call it a strike. So count goes to 1-1. I don't think we stream there. I think.
No, I do want to stream a game from Riley Park though.
That's on your bucket list.
Hey, it's a small bucket list, I guess. It's my pale list.
Your pale? What else is on your bucket list?
Yeah, so places to stream from. I haven't streamed from Zemp Stadium in Camden. But I filmed from there, but they wouldn't let me stream.
Why not?
I don't know. They're worried about ticket sales or something. I think. I think Coach Rumpf will probably let me stream next time.
Interesting.
I have a feeling.
I hope so.
Because he got to see my setup when I streamed the
Okay.
JV games from there the next year.
Okay.
I can't remember if I think we play at Camden this year.
I have not even looked at the schedule next year. 3-1 against Caldwell. Caldwell bouncing ball, gets through the hole on the left side of the infield. That's an RBI for Nathan Caldwell. And the 2-1-5 tack on one more. It's 6-0 now. So a rough start Shane Cooper's night.
Now batting for Richland Blue, number 4, Paul Choate.
Let a runner reach on there, not his fault. And that runner comes around to score. That was Rummel, so it's not charged against him. And then he has hit by a pitch, fielder's choice for GT Oliver, and now a single for Nathan Caldwell. And now that will bring back up Paul Choate, who lets the ball curve over his head. What else is on your bucket list, though, other than Camden?
So one thing I didn't even know would have been on my bucket list was last year, something I checked off was streaming from Florence's Legion Field.
Ooh.
I'd never been there before, but that's like an old historic park,
Yeah.
and it was a pretty cool setting.
That's cool.
And that was during the playoffs last year.
That's cool. Maybe we'll
We
make
also won, so that was
nice at a plus.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make a run of the playoffs this year.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Very early in the season, but looking like our senior team's going to go down 1-2 right now. We are trailing by 4 runs in the 5th against Sumter after familiar face for Flora fans, Hank Collins gave up a pair top of the 5th. He's currently still pitching right now. He's a runner on 3rd with no outs, so not a spot he wants to be. Now, Choate able to lay off that pitch, and it's 2-2 with 1 out with runners at 1st and 2nd.
One place I want to go back to, though, is the Lower Richland for basketball.
Okay.
They have a really good, really good gym, really good atmosphere.
That's cool. 2-2 curveball outside. Filler up. Paul Choate works back.
And I'd really like to be able to successfully stream from
Lugoff
Lugoff
Elgin.
but the connection is so bad.
Yeah, we thought about, there was talks if we would have found a way to play them in the lower state final walk there for Paul Choate, we would have tried to go back.
Yeah, but and it would have been weird because we would have probably had to stream from the outfield.
Yeah, use the outfield, which would have been a nightmare for you on fly balls.
Yeah. But it could have been interesting. And we could have actually flipped it, so I could have had a camera behind home plate.
That'd be cool.
That would be the remote camera, and then we'd be in the outfield.
That'd be cool.
Maybe next year.
Maybe, but there's a lot of potential. You know, a lot of time left to figure these things out. Yeah. Another pitch hitter here for the 2-1-5. That's Reed Stewart, Cardinal Newman product, getting his first cracks tonight. Takes the curveball in there. Strike 1, enter 3rd. So Williams Bryce is not on your pale list?
No. I mean, that's I don't have a lens that's big enough to stream from where they would make me stream from.
That's true. Another curveball.
Actually,
another strike.
Founders Field would be pretty cool.
Founders. I've actually gotten to call a game, a scrimmage game in the booth at Founders Park. That park is beautiful to call a game from.
Yeah.
Because it goes right over the best part of Columbia, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I got told 0-2 pitch, swinging through to shortstop, tough play, bobbles Bell, and everyone's safe. It's an RBI for Reed Stewart. Would have been a hard throw and play for Bell to make. 2-1-5, up 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, you get that a little bit of that skyline from Brooklyn Casey's football stadium just across the river.
Okay.
Nice. And I have streamed from there before.
Yeah, so that's.
But that's not as. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not as cool of an arena as Founders.
Founders was dope. That ball gets away from Ridgeway. It's going to be another run. Caldwell jogs in to score. Shane Cooper not having his start of the night, only 1 out. And now 3 runs have come across in the bottom of the 5th. But no, I got told by my professor before we went to that game. He said, he's like, this is the most beautiful place you will stream from. And I said, really? And he said, not stream, but call a game from. And he's like, this is the most beautiful press box. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, this is awesome. And can confirm that was really, really cool. Got to call an Ethan Petrie home run before he became Ethan Petrie. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah, that was really cool. Another pitch hitter now. I'm getting to it. You know, we're talking about places we could eventually go. That's Luke Shalcom, the Flora kid, usually a pitcher, but he's getting a chance at the plate. His first at-bat of the summer. He swings through a strike right there. So I've got to call a game in that press box. I've got to call many games in the press box of the softball stadium at USC, Beckham Field. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool little arena.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You get to see the trains in the background. You know what Columbia's known for, obviously. Another curveball, another swinging strike, and Shalcom hasn't found that groove yet. He's tied 2-2 now after Cooper got behind on him.
Luke's a quarterback on the JV team, or was last year.
So what you're saying is going to be calling his name this year. Because now Carew is going off to College of Charleston, play some baseball.
Yeah.
That ball in the dirt. Ridgeway able to stay in front of that one. And full count against Shalcom.
Should have, I guess, Heath Moser. Heath Moser and then Evan Smith was the third string quarterback last year. Heath didn't play baseball for Flora at least.
Yeah, no, I do know Evan Smith. Full count pitch coming. Shalcom swinging. Strike 3. And Cooper finally gets one to go his way. Big second out there. And now he'll deal with the top of the order. That will still be Hart Roland. So, but, oh yeah, I've got to call game Williams Bryce. These games didn't go anywhere, to be fair. I'm not like famous or anything.
Yeah.
These games were for our A class. Well, the softball games did. There was a nice curveball in there, and he's really locating that well, and that was Cooper. But there's some softball games I did that actually went places, but football games don't the baseball game that did not go anywhere. And I've got to call a scrimmage game at Colonial Life for our women's basketball team this year. That was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Aaliyah Boston's really tall.
Especially for basketball, you're on the court.
Yeah. I remember it was halftime. Me and my friend were doing the game. We looked up, and it was just Ray Tanner and Lamont Paris. And we were like, oh, hi. How you doing, Mr. Paris? How you doing, Mr. Tanner? You enjoying the game? So that was really cool.
Yeah.
But, so those are the place I got to call. And obviously, I got to call the basketball arena for Flora, our final girls game, and then a lot of games here. That curveball low and away, but not.
I'd also like to go out to some of the rural football games, like Abbeville. Abbeville's huge high school football town.
The coolest stadium I think I got to play at, I got to play at Ware Shoals' stadium back in high school. I think it's the Schuester Jackson Stadium. Ball, another one in the dirt. So that was kind of cool. We used to play at the old Greenville Drive Stadium.
Yeah.
So that Conisty Park, if you ever heard of it. Actually, you probably have. Have you not?
Which one?
Probably Conisty Park. You probably drive by to go to Christ Church.
Yeah, I don't want to think about Christ Church.
Well, I mean, I didn't say you wanted to. I'm just saying you've probably seen it before. You probably just not know what it is.
Yeah.
It was the old AAA Thai Greenville Drive Stadium that we played at. 2-2 pitch, curveball. No. Everyone walked away thinking it was a strike. Yeah, full count now for Roland.
I wish I knew that that Flora was playing against Dorman at Floor Field.
Could you have got streaming in there, you think?
Maybe. I mean, the problem is we had a home lacrosse game.
3-2, swinging strike 3. Cooper able to battle back in that inning, showing some heart. But Richland puts 3 across. They lead 8-0. We'll go to the 6th.
All right, here we go. All right.
So, back half of this game. Here we go. 6th inning. Camden trying to fight back, just tally some runs on the board. GT Oliver still on the mound for the 2-1-5. And that is a foul ball for number 10 for Camden. Would not have the numbers for because they were not gracious enough to grace me with their numbers. Oh, it still is Chandler Johnson. Okay. So, yeah, Johnson's still in to hit. GT Oliver still on the mound. Oliver throws a low curveball, and it's 1-1. Now, there's a little different defense here for the 2-1-5. At first is Nathan Caldwell behind the dish, James Lay, Reed Stewart in left, Pat Rummel in center, Luke Shalcom in right, everyone who pitch hit staying in the game. And that is your quick update of what's going on. And other news around the American Legion team. The senior team is now down 8-3 against Sumter.
Oh, Cannon Dorsey's playing tonight.
Yeah, he was the DH, so
Okay.
yeah, he's working back from his elbow injury. He's not in the field, but he's the DH. 2 RBIs for him. After that, it's been pretty sparse around the diamond for the 2-1-5. Unfortunately, we will see them back in action here next Tuesday with a full week of games next week. Ball chopped onto third. Good play from Bauman. Picked that one out of the air. Throws Johnson out at first. Quickly 1 down. But game is every day but Friday next week. So Monday, we will see our blue team back in action. Then on Tuesday, it's the senior game, which I'll unfortunately have to miss. Wednesday, our gold team in action. First time you'll see them since game 1. And then on Thursday, our senior team is back here again. But right now, the blue 2-1-5 AAA team has a firm grasp over Camden. And now, mound visit here as Oliver almost hits 4-hole hitter Campbell Denton. Oliver has not only pitched 2 innings so far this summer, but right now, trying to go into his 3rd. So he's more than doubled his innings pitched so far now as he's got his 7th out of the game here and trying to finish off the only batter that he hasn't seen tonight in Campbell Denton. Denton's last at bat, he had the unfortunate suicide squeeze that went right back to Andrew Botar on the mound, and Bennett was able to turn 2 and really kind of put any hopes of any sort of fire they had, and that since then it's really just been all Richland. But still told 2 innings to go. And right now, Denton ahead 3-0 against Oliver. Coming home the pitch. Fastball down the middle, though. Denton doesn't move the bat. 3-1 here. Oliver trying to come back here. Now a foul ball down the first base line. And it's 3-2 with 1 out. Denton has now had the 3-0 lead in the count, but now Oliver's worked back, trying to finish him off here. Wines deals home, no swing, ball's outside, and a 1-out walk to Denton.
I'm just realizing something.
Uh-oh.
Well, I think the reason that I'm having problems tonight is the channel is too low. I've had this before.
A hard hit ball up the middle, right off Oliver's foot. Not going to be a play to make, and now interesting play. Denton trying to take 3rd. The slide, is he in there? No, he's not. Tag made by Boffman at 3rd. Denton trying to take 3rd when no one was covering, but the fielders for the 2-1-5 weren't far enough away, and quickly head coach going to come out there and check on Oliver after that ball was hit off of his foot. That was Dalton Sharp who took a swing at that. That's a single for Sharp, but Denton thrown out at 3rd. Now making sure Oliver is okay before continuing with him in the game. And they're going to deem he's all right. He was a little gimpy off the mound, but seems to be all right. You'll try to finish this inning off against Barry Furness, second baseman for Camden, who Richland hasn't found a way to get him out tonight. Walked in the second, singled in the fourth. And you're going to see Oliver throw a couple warm-up pitches here just to make sure his foot, it looked like it was the back foot, the right foot that got hit. So that plant foot will make sure it's all right, and he seems all right. Here we go, and a pitch runner coming in for Camden. That is number 21, Dustin Bixby.
Pitch running for Camden, number 21, Dustin Bixby.
So you figured out the problem, though, at least?
Yeah, I think so. Because there are like 8 different channels on this wireless HDMI device.
Okay.
And I think the lower channels tend to get more interference.
Okay.
And so I usually use channel 8, but I turned on the one outfield first instead of the one here.
Ball hit into left field, but right at Reed Stewart, who just kind of goes back a step or two. Makes the play for out 3, and that retires the side. So Oliver gets smacked in the leg, but able to finish the inning strongly. Richland still leads at 8-0. We'll go to the bottom.
All right, here we go.
So we're back in the bottom of the 6th inning. There we go. As of now, I actually don't know who's on the mound for Camden. I have not been able to see the number for the pitcher. I do know that is Thatcher Boffman.
12, I think.
At 12. Well then.
Oh, actually, that's kind of funny. I only know it's 12 because I'm looking at the outfield camera. It's like, why can't you see that? It's right there.
That makes sense. Well, at number 12, that if I can get that on my score sheet, that is Matthew Smalls. So there we go. Matthew Smalls in the pitch for Camden. Looking to just kind of finish this game off for Camden. things have not went the way they've wanted to. Denton battling all night. Last inning, Cooper, everything kind of fell apart with the first batter with the air. Then hit by pitch, fielder's choice, wild pitches. He did leave 2 stranded, so ended the inning well, but was not the outing he wanted. Now Matthew Smalls trying to come in and just finish this game off for post 17. There's a nice curveball in there for Smalls. His first strike of the outing.
Yeah. 2 runs, we can go home.
Yes, for 2 runs we can go home. There's a walk-off. I forget that high school has walk-offs here.
Legion does have 10-run rule, right?
I have no idea on actually. Shot down the first base line, foul ball.
I'm trying to remember if I saw any 10-run games last year.
Fortunately, I do not. So 2-2 we go. Battling is Smalls. Pitch, high, ball, 3, full count for Boffman. This is Smalls' first appearance of the summer, either both in the field or at the plate. Trying to make an impression, but he walks Boffman after Boffman was behind 2-2. So leadoff walk here for the 2-1-5. We'll bring back up Porter Rummel. Rummel reached on the air back in the 5th. That really kind of started the downward spiral. That was the 5th inning for Camden. Game was only a 5-run game, and now they broke it up into an 8-run game. This is where we stand right now, the 8-0 lead. Because on paper, it doesn't look too bad. Richland's only out hitting Camden 5-4. But Camden's 3 errors to Richland's 1 has also been a killer tonight. Smalls waiting and trying to check over the runner. Not a big lead over there from Boffman. And that fastball inside gets the zone. So it's 1-1. So Porter Rummel still looking for his first hit of the summer. Would love to do it right here. Just get his summer going strong. But he needs the pitch to hit, and Smalls throws that one low and away in the dirt for ball 2. On deck still is James Lay, looking for his second at-bat. Rummel takes one inside. No, it's not inside enough. Strike 2. Umpire started to call that part of the plate. Now it's 2-2 for Smalls against Rummel. Smalls goes home. Boffman takes off. Pitch into right field. Under it's going to be Ray. Boffman's have to go back. Ray drops it in right field. He was trying to come in and throw the ball on the run to have a chance to get Boffman at first. But he lost track of it. And now an error allows Rummel to reach again. So a costly error there. And now James Lay gets an opportunity with 2 on and no outs here to really put this one to bed. Lay had 2.
Where's Lay from?
Lay is a Hammond kid.
Okay.
Yeah. He only had 1 at-bat the whole season, he only had 1 registered at-bat the whole season, which he got a hit. So 1 for 1 this season with 2 walks for the Skyhawks. But where he really came in was last game, had 2 RBIs and went 1 for 3 in relieving Tank Bennett. It's a phenomenal second capture option. And it takes a hard cut there as he fouls one back to the backstop. So in the early portion of this season, it may seem like this is the best team performance so far. Richland, they've controlled this game from start to finish. Really found their stride off of Denton, and then took advantage of some errors when Cooper was on the mound. And they have settled into an 8-0 lead here. Now a pickoff attempt at second. Boffman, though, not far off the bag, able to kind of step back in without really much thought. Now Boffman takes an extra step of lead, but coming home, Smalls, high curveball above the letters. It's 2-1. Next pitch on the way from Smalls, swinging strike. Good pitch from Matthew Smalls. Trying to work out of a jam. There's 2 on, nobody out. It's been like this all night for post 17. There's only been one really clean inning so far, and that was Denton all the way back in the 4th. Seems so long ago, and that pitch high and away. Another full count pitch set to be thrown for Matthew Smalls. Full count pitch coming. Runners stay put, fouled back from Lay. So we'll do it all again. Behind Lay on deck is GT Oliver, the pitcher for the 2-1-5. And after him will be Nathan Caldwell. Looks like they'll be keeping pretty much their lineup set for the rest of the game. Another foul back from Lay. He's fighting here against Smalls.
I don't know if you've run across this, but Legion keeps stats, at least for the senior team. I'm not sure about the junior
This
team.
was,
I
have not.
Like you'll be able to see league leaders and stuff.
That's cool. Look, unfortunately, this was the biggest pain in the world was trying to find runners go, pitch fouled back. The biggest pain of my whole Legion experience so far was today trying to figure out what high schools these kids go to,
Yeah.
much less their stats.
Yeah, and those I
They don't
remember spot checking. Yeah, no, some of them just have names and numbers. There are a couple of teams that have more, well, at least Richland has.
Well, the problem is this team doesn't even have a game changer or anything, so they have no way even. I don't even have anywhere of you kind of like looking at any of them.
Yeah.
Another fouled back, and looking at rosters for both these high schools, I only really found people from Camden, which means the rest of their team was pulled from like freshman teams, which I would have no way of getting access to, unfortunately, unless I was part of the school, which is really hard to do considering school's out of session.
Yes.
3-2 again from Smalls. That one's away. Ball 4. Hard at bat from Lay. That was a battle. And now Lay works the walk, so no bases loaded. Nobody out for GT Oliver. And yet another mound visit here from Camden. This may be it for Smalls as he's walking over already. Has not been his night. Really kind of derailed by that error from the right fielder, Charlie Ray. He had at least 1 out. But then the drop. And now we're actually going to see Ray going to come in and pitch. Or, no, we're going to see Smalls go to right field. And we're going to see probably the second baseman. I think that's Brady Furness come in and pitch. For Camden, try to finish this night off. Yeah, not this night Smalls wanted, but we'll see if Furness can try to rally and come back in a second. Just finish the night off strong.
All right, we'll be right back.
So, Brady Furnace, excuse me. We're getting these names as we go. Brady Furnace try to take over for Matthew Smalls and try to get out of this inning. However, that first ball was way outside and low. Ridgway able to keep it in front of him. Count goes 1-0 here. Furnace comes home. That pitch closer, but no cigar. Just a bit outside and high. It's now 2-0 against GT Oliver, the other pitcher in this game for the 2-1-5. Oliver looking to do damage on the mound and the plate. And now he's ahead, 3-0. Oliver, just an inning ago, he reached on a fielder's choice. But over the summer, he is 1 for 3. With those 2 at-bats coming on Wednesday. Now pitch lined into center field, gaining ground, Denton. He's going to have the play, going to try to throw, looks to be home. And that row off the mark. Run comes in for the 2-1-5. And the runner on second, Porter Rummel, will take third. Boffman came in to score. So a sac fly for GT Oliver gives him his first RBI of this Legion League summer. Or no, his second, excuse me. Actually had an RBI back Monday. Now one of the most unsung heroes on this team, Nathan Caldwell, had a beautiful swim move to avoid a pickoff attempt all the way back in the third where he came around and scored. Or no, in the second. So that run may have not mattered, but still was a very impressive display, and at that point it seemed like it could be a very big run in the difference. Going home outside. We're going to see Lay go all the way to second. Got a throw. He'll take it uncontested. It's now second and third, 1 out. And then Caldwell, been solid in the field, no errors tonight. Made every single play coming his way. Just one of the most work-hard players on this squad. Probably a name to keep in mind this season as he's going to carve one down the line. Long run for Ray in right, unable to make it. I think that's Matthew Smalls now in right. They have not really updated it, but I think Matthew Smalls is in right, and Charlie Ray is in second. Is at second. So Furnace coming home, 1-1 pitch. Out, no, not outside. Strike on the outer corner. 1-2 we go. Next pitch on the way. High, he got him swinging. Strike 3, Caldwell goes down, second out of the inning. And just like that, it's a way out of this inning for Brady Furnace. However, it goes through Paul Choate. He's reached twice tonight with 2 walks back in the second and the fifth. But he's yet to record a hit. Love to change that right here. Pitch, curveball, getting away from Ridgway. That's going to score a run. That'll be the 10th run of the game, and that is a mercy rule. There is a run rule in Legion League games. It is 15 through 3 and now 10 through 5. And the 2-1-5 put this one away as Porter Rummel scores the winning run.
See you back here Monday. We hope you have a great weekend, and we make sure please drive safely. Good night.
So a good team win all the way around for the 2-1-5. Not really one player who made a big difference in this game. And the only team of our 3 that are going to move to undefeated. They're 3-0 now after week 1.
Man. Awesome. Well, it was good for us to see the win, I guess.
I say any Camden people, I'm sorry. I mean, we started a lot. I mean, either way, a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Denton really battled all night on the mound. Unfortunately, just to have his best stuff tonight, and Richland took advantage.
Yeah. You know, our Richland 215 team has won each night that we've each game that we've streamed.
So we are the good luck charm.
Yeah,
It's official.
It's us.
I agree. I think
I mean, we had to get a win, I guess, in the Richland 215 against Richland 215. But, yeah, we've won the other 2 games, too.
Exactly. So. We won one off a walk-off, Evan Smith, which that is the only
man, that was fun.
Currently the only win that the senior team has. So, again, they'll return home, though, very shortly next week and play. I think they play 3 games next week. Most of our teams play 3 games next week. They play North Charleston on Tuesday. They go to Florence on Wednesday, and they play West Columbia Thursday, and then go to Chapin/Newberry. So they're the same thing on Friday. So, and then that next week they'll play Lexington twice and Camden here. So, a lot of home games for the senior team coming up. You get to see AAA blue team their next game Monday against North Augusta right here at Falcon Field.
Awesome. So that's Monday. Blue team, you said?
Yep, Monday it's Monday the CR boys blue team come back out one more time.
Awesome. All right. I will see you then.
I'll see you then. And
all right.
We'll see y'all then. Thanks for joining.
All right, thanks.